In Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, it says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It's the evidence of things we cannot see. Sometimes I need to remind myself, therefore I will remind you, that faith is real. Faith is not some wishful thinking that we partake in because we're religious nutcases. Faith is real. Our relationship with God is real. And folks, if you look at your life, you can see the evidence of that relationship with God. And I mean in real things. Now, it's funny, because sometimes we don't even notice it. Rhonda and I were out with some friends last week. And the husband had been having shoulder problems, which was a pain because he couldn't work. And Rhonda says, by the way, how's your shoulder? And he says, well, it's doing better. And then he does this, and he says, well, it doesn't hurt. You know, I can't remember the last time it did hurt. I guess it's doing great. Has God ever done that for you? He did something for you. And we forgot. Things are so good that we forgot what they were like before he got involved. And I laughed because one of my grandpa's favorite jokes, and you know when you're an older guy and you have favorite jokes, you tell them often. But as a person who was looking forward to one day being an older guy, I would laugh every time. And he would tell me about a guy that goes into the doctor, and the doctor says, well, what can I do for you? And he says, I need help with my shoulder. Well, what's wrong with it? He says, I can only lift it up about this high. I used to be able to lift it up here. Now I can only do this. And I think it's funny because of how many times I've done that to God. And he'll say, yeah, well, how is that? Has God ever changed the subject on you in the middle of a conversation? I'm complaining to God about something that I don't like, and he asked me a question not related to anything like that. And reminds me of how good things are going. Our faith, our relationship with God is real. And there is evidence all over the place. And it's the evidence of things we cannot necessarily see. So many examples of this. We paid thousands of dollars once to have somebody come to our house and put in a yard. And when they were all done with their work, we couldn't see anything. It took 4 weeks before the grass showed up. When was it done? 4 weeks ago. It took 4 weeks for the grass to show up, 4 or 5 years for it to get really growing and healthy, and then another couple of years for me to kill it. If you ever come to our house, don't look for grass. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is real. So it takes us back to the question, how well are we putting on the armor of God? It doesn't do us any good if we don't put it on. Leaving it in the garage when you go out for a ride does not help.